Hello, my beautiful souls. This is a Messy Human Tarot where things are allowed to be messy. If you're new here, I do a couple different things. We sometimes have like these deep dive / lessons involved with the tarot or just spirituality in general and blah blah blah. But also to like ways of thinking differently about emotional wellness and personal transformation. But also I do readings. I do actually do readings. Readings are a little trickier and harder because I have to be motivated enough to want to do a reading. I hate to say it, but we're all in the same boat at any given point. I'm very authentic. I try to be. I don't like to hide things. I think I know like a lot of us, we like to have things like clean, presentable, nice, convenient. And I feel you. I do. I like those sort of videos myself, but I can't pretend to be those people because I'm knee deep in it. And the way I spiritually connect with Great Spirit is just finding a way of being comfortable with difficult situations, difficult experiences, including difficult emotions. So we are going to do a trigger warning for this, not because we're going to do a lot of talk about certain trigger related stuff, but because of maybe potentially some energies that are impacting us heavily, and they do kind of have to be like validated, but also to brought into awareness a little bit that some people may be looking for hope because of the fact they feel like the world is out to get to them. I've been hearing a lot of like vibes about that, like out there, like emotionally feeling that the world is not getting any better, and like what is the point? And so I think there's some people who may be struggling with depression, suicide, ideation, even some self-harm thoughts, and I don't want to invalidate that. I don't want us to fixate on it, but I think that it is important to recognize that people may be going through some tough times. You know, just look at my son's drawings, and it's just life, right? We're gonna work with the Light Seers Tarot. I'm always drawn to this deck whenever I feel like I need some positivity in my life. Nine of Cups is, I mean, a lot of us, when we see Nine of Cups, we're always thinking like, oh, hey, my wish is going to come true. Things are going to get better, that I'm going to be doing well financially. Sky is the limit. And I do see this in your future. So in terms of hope, there is hope. There is hope. You are now or soon going to experience a new financial beginning. Again, there is hope. And I like that Great Spirit is starting us off with this. And Great Spirit keeps on chatting in my brain. They keep like saying like, don't forget to tell them to take a break. Like, it's okay to take a break. Like, you can take a break. And I keep on trying to point. Okay, so that is Queen of Swords. So I think you need to take some time to really think for a little while. But you know, there are also two Great Spirits saying like, oh, and it's okay to dream. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. And they do want to talk about like things that used to make you happy. Like dream about, like, I'll give you an example. Okay, so some of the things like Great Spirit's been encouraging me to do in my own life is saying like, what were the things that used to make you happy? And then imagine, daydream, envision yourself doing those things again in more of like you as who you are now, you know, experiencing things in a whole way that you feel is compatible with who you are now. Like, for instance, like going to the beach and just feeling happy and content and peaceful, and feeling like, oh, you know, it's okay, like it's just, if we're there only for an hour and things don't go according to plan, but we're there, we're enjoying life, things are getting better and better all the time. And it does seem like, I'm not kidding you, I had like Three of Swords pop up in my head today while I was just taking it easy as best as I could myself. And this one has always kind of like, I just saw in my head like this evil eye coming out. And I think there's a lot of self-blame. Like, you think like, and I think you kind of like hit like if you look at this card, okay, let me show you again. Like, this woman's wrapped up in it. And this is like really battered and teared. Like, you've done the stitching, you've done everything you can. There's a little entanglement. I feel like someone, like there's this energy, this darker energy that's trying to tear you to pieces. Like, it's trying to influence you in a negative way. But Great Spirit saying like, you're gonna come online and re-experience things differently. Like, you're gonna have some forward movement in a better emotional wavelength that is going to be supportive to yourself and going to be very empowering. And there's a lot you haven't yet seen, and they keep pointing to this direction. Like, they just keep wanting me to say, like, look, Seven of Pentacles. Like, so right before Seven of Pentacles, right, is Eight of Pentacles. So they're saying, like, you know, like, I think this is the time for you to do the hard work, is just slow down and do the essential work. Like, what do you need? You need soil, you need water, you need oxygen, you need food, you need sunlight. Like, they're saying, like, you know, like, take time to nourish yourself first, because when you nourish yourself, the roots are going to get stronger, you're going to be able to reach further, and you're going to develop the foundations that are going to support you financially. And to the point where you may I feel like you're going to come into access to a King of Pentacles. I'm going to put that under Seven Pentacles, and we're going to go the whole other direction. So when you take care of yourself, you're going to come into access. Like, they're telling me, like, you're going to get into access with a King of Pentacles. Like, a King of Pentacles. But it's going to be really important for you to rest. And this is going to help you come online emotionally, because it's right underneath Knight of Cups. So, they're emphasizing the heart, right? They're emphasizing the fact that, like, the heart chakra has been battered and we need to take care of ourselves. Yeah, I had to pause because I'm checking in with them if they want it reversed or reversed. Okay. So I feel like that someone is definitely trying to prevent you from knowing where you need to go. I don't even think it's really a physical individual. Like, it's more like an energy, like a toxic energy. I'm going to put this underneath 10 of Wands. Like, they want you to be very fixated on what's going wrong in your life. They would rather you dip your toes in unhealthy thinking patterns. But if you look at this is something nice on the side that you're not aware of. Like, let me see if I can. Do you see that? Let me see. Right here. See right here? You see how this person's attention is kind of on these cracks and this horrible cycle of depression. But Great Spirit wants you to fixate on the bowl that's closest to you, that is bright and good. And I remember my partner talking to me about that a little bit. He was hinting, saying, like, you know, sometimes if you look at it a different perspective, everything is going well, right? And you could be ready to manifest. I'm going to put this under Four of Swords because I feel called to doing so. Because when we rest, we are our best. And you will be able to manifest with a lot more ease this way. And you do have Nine of Pentacles, and they want me to put that under King of Pentacles, which is really interesting because you're coming into access with a King of Pentacles, right? And this is going to bring you the ability to make a lot of money. And you're going to be able to have either a lot of choices, or you're going to have so much that you can kind of like, okay, I can do whatever I want with this money. Wow, like do a lot with this money. And I think this is when Great Spirit's like kind of like calling me to kind of slow down. They want me to kind of like pull my attention to the high priestess that's right in front of me, but they're saying like, you can talk about her, but like let's leave her right there for now, because the only space there is available for her is to put her with Six of Cups. They kind of like aiming for that energy. And I feel like so I saw this weird thing in my mind's eye of, and this is another reason why this is a trigger warning video, is where there been shots aimed at someone's third eye. It was very, I get these psychic visions sometimes, like they're miniature psychic visions, and sometimes they're fabulous and interesting, and I get these psychic dreams sometimes, and sometimes they're fabulous and interesting, and then sometimes they're also too kind of like, oh. So it's like you are inflicting self harm on your own chakra. And I feel like it's a part of self-loathing. Like, I think in some ways you would rather suffer. And I don't say that lightly, because you have an incredible third eye. You are incredibly psychic. And the world is saying things are getting better all the time. And because if something happens, like a blip or something, I don't know, you're not perfect or something, you're like, nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. It's not part of the message that I'm being told by my current reality. And they're saying, like, we want you to go backwards in time and remember maybe a prophecy you said out loud when you were a kid. For me, I remember telling myself, like, I'm going to have a son. I'm going to have one son, and the rest will be adopted. And if you think about it, like, I thought about that at a young, very young age. It's really odd, isn't it? I did have a son. That came to pass. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to get into foster care. I'm going to help kids. I didn't become a foster mom, but I did end up working with kids, and supporting kids. It doesn't mean I won't end up working with kids with foster care, but my ears are getting tingling. They're saying, like, let's kind of like move it along. So you need strength, and we're gonna put that under Queen of Swords. And Great Spirit saying, okay, now you can move. You can pull this out. But now they're saying, like, instead of putting it under Six of Cups, we want you to put it under Strength card. So it's saying, like, you need to have, like, some courage and strength involving your own psychic vision. Like, because everything is going to be okay. We're going to put this under Six of Cups now. That's fabulous. That already is telling me that you unconsciously have known for a very long time that your world is going to get much, much better. But you need to have courage to see it through, and courage to celebrate, to enjoy life, to kind of like also to have faith that it is going to be good. Like, it's going to be fantastic. It's like, you have a really amazing tarot reading right now. Granted, yes, it's all general, timeless. You can drop whatever doesn't match. Read that disclaimer always, even though we're at 14 minutes, right? And I don't think this energy for the majority of you out there is really going to be very powerful enough to hold on for very much longer on preventing your happiness. I think that there's some level of arrogance, but mostly it's vindication, fear, pain. They've gone through their own stuff. Their karma is their own. Their karma is their own. And we got the Lovers card here going on. I'm going to put that under Nine of Cups because that's a level of commitment. You have to commit. I don't see, we're not, for anyone think, oh, that might mean love, right? Maybe it could, that love could enter into your life, but we don't have enough cards to support such a statement. What I can say is you coming into your own happiness is going to require commitment. You're going to have to be like, oh, you know what? I'm okay with being happy. I'm okay with my life getting better. You know, that if that means that I need to kind of like, let me get a chair for myself. Sorry, I always do this to myself. I always end up having to borrow my kid's chair. Because, you know, and the Tower card's right down below me, believe it or not. I got my kid's tarot now. So, oh, you're used to conflict, aren't you? Everyone. So we're going to put that under the Lovers. We're not going to put this anywhere, but I am going to keep it out for myself. So I feel like you think that life should be hard, difficult, full of suffering and pain. Like you have this unconscious feeling that like, yeah, my life should suck ass, right? Because the only way for life to get better is you got to first suffer. And that's silly. Like who put that in your head? I'm not saying that you're silly, but that doesn't necessarily make sense. It really doesn't. Like, does it really have to suffer? Do we all have to suffer? Some of us do before things get better. I'm not invalidating that, but for every one of us, I mean, because we're human, we came into this human body, and also too because we're addicted to conflict, we probably will until we realize that it's not necessary anymore. We just let it go and focus on something different and take the power that others are trying to put on us off of us. We're this badass Queen of Wands, man, and that's the beginning of, because it's underneath Ace of Pentacles. There's nowhere else for it to go. It's Ace of Pentacles, right? You know, I'm sorry. My brain kept on saying you need to be confident in yourself. You need to be like, yeah, I'm awesome. I'm amazing. Like, good things happen to good people like me because I'm awesome and amazing. Great Spirit loves me and adores me. And Great Spirit wants good things to happen to me. They want to take care of me. They want to give me a nice, shiny new car. They want to, like, grace me with just so many wonderful stuff. I'm going to put that under Queen of Wands. I think you need it. But I think you also, too, need to recognize you're going to be okay. Things are going to get better, but you gotta get out of your head. You really do. You really do. And we gotta keep it even to keel for as long as we can. I know sometimes we're like, oh my God, like, it can be tough. But I'm very proud of you. And I'm saying this from human to human. You have a lot going for you in terms of strength. From what I can sense here is that you are a natural psychic, intuitive. Yes, maybe in some ways you've tried to kind of, I feel like you tried to bar yourself from success because you didn't want to threaten other people. You know, especially with how psychic you are. Like, you're incredibly psychic. Like, oh, if I just stay in my lane, if I stay small, I won't bother other people. I won't make other people uncomfortable. But you know, it's okay to shine because that's what you're here and you're designed to do, is shine. And I think like it's specifically women you're afraid to threaten. Like you don't want to hurt another woman's feelings. Like someone in your past you were afraid of hurting their feelings for. And Great Spirit's pointing this out for some weird reason. Like look at that. Like in there's this thing locked up. And it's like it's a bowl of water. And I think you've tried to lock away your feelings about something in your past. And you've had to kind of, I think, like push your feelings down about it and try to be very logical minded, or even just not feel, not deal. I think you are naturally a person who prefers being calm. And the reality is we do have to feel in order to deal with our feelings. And the angels are always going to be around you, and they're going to help you, support you with the balance, but also to experiencing your emotions in a healthy way. So if you're ever having a difficult time, it's okay to pray. I remember I was like around my little boy, and sometimes like he will randomly express sounds, and I heard him say the word pray, and I was like, that's odd. That's odd. Why would you say that? Like, unless that's important, man. And I do believe that he has the potential to be more spiritually connected than I am myself. Children at a young age usually tend to be. I think that you and I want to be here, and that's part of connecting to our higher source and our higher authority, is the recognition that we've always known along, was that we were meant to be and designed to be happy. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I'm not trying to go off topic, but you are designed and meant to be happy. You are. Everything points in that direction. It's just saying that right now, that there's something right now trying to tempt you to go in a different direction. And I strongly encourage you to be a bit of the fool and be willing to think, oh, you know what? Like, I can go backwards and someone will be okay. Someone will help me. Someone will catch me, or I'll land, or, it's okay to be I just saw in my mind's eye an alligator. Like this ledge turned into an alligator, or a crocodile. Yeah, like crocodile. Like almost like you are on some kind of level of danger, but imagine as if like you're exiting that danger, and just be, as the fool, just kind of be like, you know what, like there's nowhere to go but 0 to hero. I don't know how better way to express it. Like almost like, the fool, they have this hope, and they're open-minded, and they're ready for some new adventures, and just be like, you know what, I'm ready for something amazing to happen. Like something great is going to happen. And also too, the Fool journey, when the Fool journey starts, like there's always guides. There's always these animal guides, or these human guides, these individuals, spirits, beings, humans, kings, knights, that come on the journey, that help you and support you to become the version you're always meant to become, to get to the end of the cycle, to the end of the journey, to who you are always meant to be, because you're always meant to be a part of reciprocal nature of Great Spirit, which is give and take, and you will receive quite a bit. Just be in balance and harmony with Great Spirit. Don't forget to give back, but don't forget, like when someone offers you something nice, it's okay to say yes. Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna offer me this nice thing. I mean, like, obviously some of us have a hard time with that. Like that's a valid thing. That's a valid thing to say. But I want you to challenge yourself in saying yes to something nice. Because, and I'm going to use this as an example, if someone were to say, hey, I want to offer you some free food and you say no and you want to win the lottery. I mean, I know that's just a big stretch, but you can't win the lottery if you're not willing to say yes to free food. You can't win the lottery if you're not willing to say yes to free clothing for your son. You're not willing. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to win the lottery. What I'm saying is you cannot receive the bigger goodness in the world if you're not willing to say yes to the small good stuff and be willing to say yes to helping other people. Because we live on a constant flow of it all. We got to be willing to say yes to something amazing, right? Right? So that's your homework assignment. Say yes to something good that comes your way. And say yes to being happy and committing to your happiness and recognize that you are designed for happiness. And eventually, you're going to hit a King of Pentacles and they provide. They provide for all of your needs. Your needs will be provided for. You will be well taken care of. And with that is said, may meet, blessed be, amen, to good health. And you are the magician. To Lucy's.